So Elon bought Twitter, and you know what? Not honestly, not much is gonna happen for average person using Twitter, right? It's more or less gonna be the same. Uh, there's gonna be some stuff to change, but for the most part, it's gonna be pretty standard stuff. You know, no one's really gonna like. It's not gonna be like a mass banning of some people or a mass flood of some other people back. Just a few possibly high profile things. Like I don't even think Trump is going to really come back to Twitter. He may be unbanned, but I have a feeling he just won't come back because he's got the Truth app, and if he comes back to Twitter, then everyone was going to leave the Truth app. And since he owns that app, he doesn't want that to happen. So, yeah, I don't even think Trump's going to come back to Twitter. People, for some reason, think that Elon owning Twitter is going to be like a whole new thing, right? The free speech will reign, and he's gonna do all of this and that, and because of that, you get some goofy stuff like the fact that the N word was fucking trending on Twitter. N word use on Twitter rises by 500% after Elon Musk takeover. After Elon Musk closed the deal on Twitter, N word usage across the social media platform increased by nearly 500% in just 12 hours. Ever since Elon Musk closed a $44 billion deal on Twitter on Thursday, the platform has been inundated with racial epithets, and the rise of the N word is disturbing to say the least. Just 12 hours after Musk's Twitter acquisition, a report from the Network Contagion Research Institute found that the use of the N word has increased nearly 500% from the previous average, according to the Washington Post. Man, that's three fucking paragraphs saying the same thing. The NCRI also found that the barrage of racially derogatory tweets like the N word has been from anonymous trolls looking to test the limits of Twitter since Musk's purchase, with users on 4chan encouraging others to amplify derogatory slurs, all in the name of free speech. I can freely express myself how much I hate. All right. Now, thank you, Elon. One anonymous user tweeted, according to the Post. Another tweet laced with racist anti-Semitic slurs read, "Elon now controls Twitter. Unleash the racial slurs." Since Elon Musk's takeover, Black Twitter has been pushing back against the sudden rise in hate speech on the platform, calling for swift action. It's really telling to see how many people want lies, racism, homophobia, bigotry to be part of their daily Twitter feed now that Elon Musk has taken over. Actress-activist Melinda Hale tweeted, "I can't imagine having people view me as a catalyst for their hate. That sadly says a lot about who Elon is. Saving every racist tweet to prove that the new Twitter is causing harm to violence to black people. People only understand when they lose money," wrote Billy Dixon under the username, yeah. Twitter user Brooklyn Dad Defiant shared a screenshot of the N-word filled tweet from anonymous user writing, "This is the new Twitter." See how Black Twitter and other users have responded below. Yeah, so basically, now that Elon owns Twitter, 4chan, some of the boards and forums on there, wanted to just cause a little chaos. They wanted to watch the world burn, as those fucking losers would like to, you know, portray themselves as. The fucking Joker, right? Like, will I get in trouble for like showing this? I mean, I'm gonna show it anyway. So if I get in trouble, I'll fucking fight it, I guess. Literally fucking trending. I saw it last night when it happened. I'm not gonna show that for too long, but I saw it last night when it happened, and I woke up and it was still there because it was just, oh my god, it was just so many people just spamming. A lot of no profile, a lot of numbers in their usernames. Some of them may have been bot, like bots. Ha. But yeah. So just people immediately just wanted to just like, it's free speech, let's fucking go, and just start tweeting the N word, the most offensive thing they could think of. And here we have another example of just wonderful behavior from some very nice people. Don't you just fucking love it? All because Elon says comedy is now legal on Twitter, as opposed to what? To what? Was comedy illegal on Twitter? What is you owning it all of a sudden going to change much? Again, no, not really. But for some reason, a lot of these people, trolls and Musk fanboys, and even some overreactive people on, the left, think that this is going to be like a huge, big thing. When no, I at the moment I don't think it will be, because like I said, he's not going to change how it's run. That would be a very poor decision on his part. It's a very poor investment if he just changes that much around it. Like he starts banning like lefty people or more liberal people, or starts amplifying the voices of some already unsavory characters. That's going to be pretty bad for his portfolio, and he's not going to do that because at the end of the day he wants to make money. But hasn't really changed a message that I want to talk about. See, the right likes to parade itself as free speech, They mainly because they see us as anti-free speech, which I don't know how to tell you this, but I like free speech. I think it's cool. I like, just to argue with people. I like to debate. I like to call them out. I don't really like to shut them down, block them, ban them, and all that. Sometimes I have to, because then they just start posting a fucking N-word like they did last week on the stream. Or like they're doing now on Twitter. But, I personally see myself as someone who's very pro-free speech. You know who's not pro-free speech? The right. And I don't mean this like, our side is better and your side is stinky. I genuinely do believe this. I think most left-wing people have a better grasp on free speech than most people on the right. Most people on the right only see free speech as a tool to get their ideas across, to make their ideas dominant by force afterwards. The whole defending like, oh, I'm just here to defend free speech. No, they're not. They just want to be heard. Let's just let a few people really express what I'm trying to say. What I'm really getting at.
Free speech is making a comeback, and free speech is prevailing, and free speech is going to be ascendant, because people should have the right to say whatever they want if it's funny and if it's righteous.
Now, this is something that I've been thinking about.
They should have the right to say whatever they want as long as it's funny or righteous. As long as it's funny. Comedy's now legal on Twitter.
A lot lately. Maybe I can pick your brain on this a little bit. I am not a free speech absolutist. Like, by definition, I think that once we're in power, I want to censor the opposition completely. What do you think about that?
Well, we'll have that conversation when we're in power, but there's a phase one first. So.
Yeah. I mean, right now, like right now in this moment, I'm 100% a free speech absolutist. But my mind's probably going to change once Nick Fuentes becomes president.
I'm all for that. I would vote for that. Free speech.
So this is more or less what I'm saying. That's Dalton Clodfelter. He's a host of a little segment on the Stu Peters show, which, if you don't know that, very openly white nationalist, neo-fascist kind of show. And he's more open about his, acceptance of censorship of the opposition, which is, hey, us, the average non-white nationalist person. So I kind of have to respect him for that. But that's what most people honestly do believe, is I'm pro-free speech as long as I'm the one who gets to talk. He's more open with it, but it's a lot. The average person, on the right, normal Trump voting, doesn't have that big of a media presence kind of person on the right honestly does believe that they are pro free speech, but the people who lead them and who are, being the string masters, the puppet masters behind their movements, they don't believe in free speech. They will like to say they do and parade it all day that they believe it, and their followers believe it too, but these people don't believe in it at all. Right here,
I want to make this very clear. I do believe in free speech for everyone, as of right now. As of right now, I believe that we need an open dialogue. I believe that we all need to talk. And I believe that we all deserve a place on these platforms, these mainstream platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. I do believe in that. However, once we take power, I see no problem with silencing our opposition. I want to make this very clear.
Pro free speech as of right now, because to them, free speech is a tool to get their ideas heard until they become the ones, the dominant ideas, and they can shut everyone else out. They don't have to be the dominant ideas, they just have to be the ones in power. It's a lot like how you see with the whole Trump thing, the whole, we want a real democracy, ultimately fair democracy, even though they were trying to overthrow Biden, who was voted in with the popular and the electoral vote. You see how they're just a little. There's just a little. There's just some neurons that just don't connect, right? I don't think much is going to change with Elon owning Twitter now, other than the attitudes of like what real free speech is and all of that. We're just going to see the right really just hammer down on like we're the free speech warriors, and you're going to get, you're going to deal with like the average just conservative, patting themselves on the back for being pro free speech, but then you get the fucking people in the backgrounds like Clodfelter and Guandolo, who are actively trying to get rid of free speech just so they're the dominant voices, because it's a moral crusade to them. They don't care how they get there. They just want results.